What is up, everybody? This is Adderob, and in this video, I want to go back and revisit the ending to the map Origins, and, as we know now, the ending to the Zombies storyline. Now, if you have not seen this video yet, I highly recommend you pause this and go watch it somewhere on YouTube. It shouldn't be hard to find, because it's very important that you've seen that already. Now that we have that out of the way, let me introduce to you guys the idea of dream anxiety disorder. It's a sleep disorder characterized by frequent nightmares. It's pretty simple stuff, and anyone can develop it as long as they're under enough stress or irritation. So why do I mention this? Well, I want to throw the idea out there that Samantha Maxis actually has this disorder, and it's what fuels the idea of zombies. Now, why am I even saying that? The Zombies storyline takes place with these action figures. Her and Edward have been seen playing out scenes from different maps. Yes, that's correct, and I will get to that. But first, let me back up why I think Samantha has developed this disorder. So the main reason people actually develop this disorder is from a loss of a family member or loved one. Now, let me ask you guys one thing. Have you ever met Mrs. Maxis or ever heard anything about Samantha's mother? The answer, as far as I know, is no. We never hear about her. We never even know if Samantha has a mom in the Maxis household. And as we see in the ending cutscene here, the real world is in turmoil right now. World War I or II is happening right outside their window. In a time of war where their city is under constant bombings, it's completely viable to believe that maybe Samantha's mother and Ludwig Maxis' wife died sometime in the recent past. Dr. Maxis would obviously not want to talk about it in any of the recordings or to Samantha at all, because he would be upset himself, plus he wouldn't want to upset his daughter Samantha. I would imagine that if anyone's mother was killed in such a horrible way as a bombing back in the early 1900s, that would leave anyone scarred, especially an innocent child such as Samantha. Now, there's actually an argument going around that Samantha Maxis might actually be adopted, and if that's the case, then that almost confirms that she has experienced a loss of a family member, whether her parents died or if they just gave up on her. Either way, that would leave any kid with a tremendous amount of stress. Now, where exactly do zombies come into any of this? Because obviously, that's what this is all about. Well, let's look at this situation from two sides. First off, this is a kid wanting her mom to be back alive with her. So obviously, that's something she's going to dream about if she has this anxiety and it's always on her mind. Now, pair that up with the fact that she has a scientist for a dad, and she's probably seen way more than girls her age have seen otherwise, then you may have Samantha wanting her mom to come back from the dead, but knowing the consequences, and so she imagines these creatures, these undead nightmares, and that's all that she can think about now. Her brain has made them almost a reality to her. So the number one treatment for dream anxiety disorder is yoga, meditation, any way for the patient to deal with the stress they have and to relax. Now, for a kid, yoga and meditation might not be quite right. I wouldn't think that kids would have the attention span to be able to relax doing something like that. The first thing that comes to my mind for a kid to relax back in the early 1900s before the rise of television and video games would be to play with toys, action figures, like you see happening in this cutscene. Especially when you're playing with a friend or an adopted brother. From what we can see, Edward is just as into the game as Samantha is. Now, he may not have as much of a reason to be sad about the death of Samantha's mother, but that doesn't mean he's not still sad about it. He lost one of his two adopted parents after losing both of his real parents sometime before he was even adopted to the Maxis family. I'm sure Edward has his demons too. He has problems to deal with, and he needs this just as much as Samantha does, if not more. That's why we can see him actually complaining about ending the game. He needs this to relax, to get rid of his stress, and for a kid that's lost 3 parents now, I don't blame him one bit. Now, in all this playing that they do with their action figures, Samantha and Edward create these main characters, and they use them to fight the zombies, almost symbolic of how the two of them together are fighting this anxiety, fighting this stress that they've built up at such a young age. No matter who's in control of the zombies, who's making the game, who's calling the shots, the two of them are fighting their fears, dealing with their anxiety, and running away from these problems that they've developed just as kids. And they're doing it all through their four heroes, the main characters, the ones that they've created and developed to save them from the awful reality of things, that they've encountered so much loss. Maybe they can create these four characters, these heroes, to save them. And that's why at the end of the cutscene, Edward says to Samantha that he wishes that the heroes were real, that they would come to life, and that they could save the two of them. So that's what I think of this cutscene. I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell me why down below in the comment section. And if you agree with me, let me know how you think this will affect Black Ops 3 zombies and how the storyline will go from here. So if you found this video interesting, please remember to hit that thumbs up button down below to show your support. And if you enjoy my videos and you have not yet done so, please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot. Till next time, I'm ADRob. Peace.
From that day forward, they knew that Samantha would keep them safe. Forever.
Getting everything wrong. I told you before, their eyes should be blue.
It's my turn, Eddie. I can do whatever I want.
But you don't even know how to play properly. Girls don't know enough about zombies.
What's the choice of it, children? Make sure the windows are locked before you come down to the basement.
You'd better do what your dad says. I didn't even get my turn.
Tomorrow, Eddie, you get to make the rules. I promise. Come on, Fluffy.
I wish the heroes in our stories were real, Sam.
I know what you mean. But we will make everything okay. My dad says he has a plan.